Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Celebration Machine. I'm your host, Pete Hammond, and today I have one of my oldest, dearest friends with me, Mike Tapp. Mike, how you doing, brother? Say hello over there too.
Okay, we got two.
Yeah, man.
Right.
We're turning it up. So, Mike, thank you for coming and helping me figure this out. I need a lot of help on this project, and I'm really grateful that you're here. And listen,
Well, before you go off on a tangent,
yeah,
thanks for having me. Really appreciate
did you enjoy your barbecue chicken for supper?
it. Bye. Apparently, hey,
So Mike showed up today on the farm with the Loud Love van, and for those of you that don't know, I was in a band called Loud Love, and Mike used to come on the road with us as a singer and a driver and a mechanic.
mostly a driver. I think one.
I know he'd come up and sing a couple songs. We'd do a little medley. We did
Oh,
5446. We
yeah,
did
I
the
know.
Humpty Dance. We did all kinds of shit back in the day.
Yeah,
And
there was the time.
it's a celebration machine, and I want to celebrate my friend Mike today. This is a new thing I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be bringing on people I love and respect, and I want to celebrate. And Mike brought the van, like I said, because at the end of the van's life, or at least when we blew that van up, we all decided that Mike should have it because Mike probably had the most money invested into the van, seeing as how he changed our brakes in Port Hawkesbury one time, and he was always helping us
It's
out.
just work, work money. I didn't own the band. That was your
Oh,
band.
but still, Mike would take care of us. He would
I
he
did
would
rename it.
he would book hotel rooms sometimes for me and him, which was great. Sorry, fellas, but Mike was great, man, and that's why you're here today, chum. So, oh, I forgot to do the clapping thing, but that's okay. That's okay.
So she's been renamed
Okay, what is it?
Misconception
Yeah, nice.
because it's when I had it at school, it was the best name.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
a good, yeah. Because again, no, you guys don't know Mike. Maybe like some of you know Mike, but Mike's a teacher and he taught shop or whatever auto mechanics for what 20 years
Yeah.
in Kingston.
Yeah.
And that van lived in his shop, and I don't know how many kids got to put their hands on that van.
Generations of kids. Last I spoke to a student not too long ago, 38 years old,
That's crazy.
who worked on that band.
That's crazy. There's so many kids that were kids, and now
I think she was 19 at the time, or
yeah,
maybe just finishing school or on a victory lap.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
It's close to 20. I think it was 19 years, but it brought a lot of what school's kind of about is we just put kids in a place and there's a whole bunch of different teachers, whole bunch of different subjects, and they get to choose kind of where they want to be. And if they have the right, whether they have the right or the wrong setup to go in there, they can all be in a situation that's gainful for them, um, depending on what classes they choose. So
yeah,
through high school, kids make a relationship with teachers because of the social dynamic of high school,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
So that band brought together a lot of students that maybe would not have seen each other in other classes,
yeah,
you know? So electives are a beautiful thing to teach because it kind of comes down to who the teacher is and what they offer in that room.
yeah, yeah. And you had your own little world down there where you got to basically set it up the way you wanted to, and it was a nice little. I mean, it was separately kind of away from the school, right? Like you were in that
Oh
corner.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
man.
to have that space that was safe for the kids. Like that's a big thing. Like lunchtimes that room was open. Lots of people came and hung out. This was not the hallways or the lunchroom or the outside. It's just a consistency.
Yeah,
And I was always screwing around with something like putting another stereo in the band, adding another this, or tearing the whole inside out, redoing it with another class. Or there's always lots of things that kind of go on in those rooms that let people kind of look around and find themselves in
yeah,
high school. You know?
yeah. And you told me today it was because I mean you were a teacher for 20 years, and you were like it was pretty cool that you said one of your former students, actually helped get you in shape, and he also named a kid after you, which is pretty
Yeah, yeah.
insane,
I
you know?
remember he came to my house, and this is before he was like, before he was working out and doing all that stuff, but he was genuinely worried, and he didn't have a father, and I'm sure his mom was encouraging him to have a child and everything, but he came over, and I think I was about early 40s maybe at that time, and, uh, and he said, "I don't know what to do." I said, "Have the child,"
Yeah,
because by the time you're my age, it not that it won't matter, but it's like it's tougher as you get older, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's just like, do it, and he has a beautiful life and kids, all of that stuff, and sometimes it's about taking on that really scary thing, right?
yeah, yeah,
And one thing that kids is for sure is like it doesn't matter what you think it's going to be;
yeah,
it'll be different from anybody else. And
yeah,
you, it's one of those things you go and ask people like, "Oh, what do I do here?" That's just what works with them.
yeah,
It's all very up to you
yeah,
and the gene pool that you put together, and off you go.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, no, I think that's pretty cool, man. I don't know. You've had a really, we've been friends a long time. Like, we're both in our 50s now.
I've been teaching for 20
I
years, and I'm
know.
pretty sure we knew each other for 20 before that.
Yeah. No, a long time, and, and more recently, I always, it's funny because when I do this stuff, there's certain things I wanna talk about, and then things I think, I kinda check myself, and I go, "I don't know if I should talk about that," but I'll talk about, you know, the storage experience because I have to say, folks,
I think that I was there with you.
like, Mike
Like,
was
you
my
have friends, you
again,
have Bahia, you have all those
listen,
people you're talking about.
listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something. You find out who your friends are when you live in a storage unit, you know what I'm saying? So, at one point, and this isn't like a I'm not it's not a I'm not trying to
It's a great
I'm
story.
at one point, I decided after a relationship had gone badly that I needed a place to sort of figure things out, and I was in a different province, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna come home or what I was gonna do, and at the time, I managed a building that had a bunch of storage units in it, and I decided that I realized when a guy moved out, there was one with power, and I thought, "You know what? I'm gonna live in this and figure my shit out because I'm not signing a lease, and I'm not gonna live in my vehicle, in my truck." Which to me is logical, when you tell people you're doing that, they think, you're losing your mind, but no, okay, I know I'm
If
not
you
gonna
had a
leave.
van, you would have lived
I would've lived in
right,
the van.
like, and you had a school bus,
I did, but it
but
was it was not
it was not
available, and
because of
yeah, it was just not
convenience.
it wasn't that was not gonna happen. So, I moved
However,
into
hold on,
yeah,
you packed your whole life up into that school bus and went down to the
I
beach.
did, I did, yeah,
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 and you lived that life
yeah.
the best you could,
I'm keeping a lot of details out of the story for obvious reasons,
for sure.
but I
Yeah,
ended up in a
you
storage
ended up
unit,
in a storage
okay?
unit.
So, there's very few people you're gonna call, right, and say, "Hey, I'm living in a storage unit," and,
How you doing?
and not have a bunch of questions or people freak out. Well, Mike was one of the
My life
people I
was
spoke
like
to. Well, your life wasn't much better at that
it
point.
was a very challenging time in
Yeah.
life, yeah. So
It wa
when we talked to each other,
yeah,
it's
we
like
were like
I was jealous.
well, yeah, we were a two-man support group, you know what I mean? And Mike was living in a different province, so we would call, and, I remember one particular time, I realized, I need a shower, and I wasn't always gonna go to the gym or whatever and shower there. So I went to Home Depot and I bought all the materials I needed, including like a 120-gallon garbage can and some PVC piping and a handheld sprayer and a bunch everything to make a homemade shower, which I set up in the janitor room of this building.
He was so
And I was proud, man. But I bring that story up because it was important
I
to
talked to him, he was so happy.
it's important that I had a friend I could call and be like, dude, I just made the best thing.
Had a shower.
I made this incredible shower. And it's like, but just, to have a
And you're like,
shower.
"They just rolled it out." Yeah.
Yeah, because I needed to make sure nobody knew I was living there. So I had to disassemble the shower every time I had a shower, I had to so the first shower I took was too long. So I had too much water in the bucket, but it was almost up to my knees by the time I was done. And that wasn't going to fly because then you have to pour it out. So
You
that's
have to
work.
step out of
So then the trick was to learn how to shower efficiently and quickly so you could literally pick up the can, pour it into the wash basin or whatever, the sink, empty it, pack it all back in, and then hide it.
yeah, it's
And then,
very normal.
and then, go to bed in my storage unit. But Mike was my friend that I would talk to the most at that time,
And
I'd
I'm
say.
still his friend
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a good call. That call when I told you I had that shower and I sent you pictures and I was legitimately excited and I was pretty proud. But like Mike would always bring me back to like, this is like, I'm happy you're happy, but like you got to get out of there, man. And I was like, I know. But yeah, that was but you've
And
always been there, man. You were
dude,
there when
it
I
was like, your dad was in that time. But that, you know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
had hilarious times. But when you got that hearse
Yeah, Mike was there
and we
when we
had to
bought the
buy snow.
hearse. Mike bought snow tires for the hearse because they were basically bald. And I asked the guy, I won't use his name, but so when I wrote this book, Bad Times Bible, I was originally going to pick up this hearse to promote the book, which is another thing you did. So anyway, so we were going to
Put all your bad
we were
thoughts
going
in
to
it.
take a casket and turn it into an incinerator slash fireworks thing, which will still happen someday. But anyways, I digress. I had to go pick up a hearse in Nova Scotia. Who am I going to call? I'm going to call Mike. So Mike and Ben Dion, we got on a plane.
Your mom, your mom was like, "Did you get Mike Tapp?"
Yeah, that's true. Mike was a request from my mother because she knew that when my band would go on the road, when Mike would come, if the brand, if something broke, Mike would fix it, and she just felt safe and happier when
Oh
Mike was
my
on the
God,
road with us.
back with the hearse though. Like,
Yeah,
forget the snow tire.
yeah, man.
Like when the
That was a crazy trip. That was a
that's a
magical
whole
trip.
like Ben has to come for
Yeah,
a
like
talk.
yeah,
That's a funny one.
yeah. No, that was like so we picked up this hearse, real quick version of it. Picked up this hearse out in Windsor, Nova Scotia, which is outside of Halifax. Baby blue 1980 Cadillac. And, I was talking to the guy online before, nice fella. I'm like, is this car going to make it? And he's like, yeah, yeah, it's
He's like,
good.
yeah,
It's good. And it did run and everything, but the heat was like, the heat wasn't the best. We picked it up in the wintertime and so, Mike starts jury rigging everything. And we got to like, where was it? Edmundston, I guess. Right. And we blew the hanger bearing.
yeah, I think
So
so.
we're driving along and we blow the hanger bearing on this vehicle. So it's a 1980 Cadillac hearse with a very specific,
Wheelbase,
drivetrain, wheelbase, the whole
look.
thing. It's not like you're not rolling into the, you're not just gonna go pick that up at the auto supply store. But then
Well, it was their Abraham Hicks time of life.
we were talking a lot about Abraham Hicks and manifestation and all this stuff.
And when it breaks and we get on an off ramp,
So
right in front of us is a tow
is a
truck.
flatbed. Guy comes up and not only is he,
Well, we saw the phone number.
yeah, and we called.
We called him, and he had a pickup or something.
He came back and got us, but he was so excited because this was an amazing trip. So we'll get into it, you and me now, and we'll have Ben on. But talking about manifestation and all this kind of thing in this channel, we're going to dive into that and
Pretty lucky
personal
that,
development shit.
like,
But
it's
this
a good one.
this dude shows up, and not only is he was so excited because his father was a tow truck driver, and all he ever wanted to do was tow. He never had a hearse, never towed a hearse, and he had a flat deck because you can't really tow the hearse; it's a long car. Anyway, so he was so excited to have this car and put it on the flatbed and took it away. And not only that, this was that Saturday night or when was that? Because the next day was Sunday,
Like,
right?
I think it was.
Or was it a Sunday? Nothing was open or was about to close. Like everything was
Yeah, like,
shutting
and
down.
I remember he brought us to, like, I remember it was like across the street from a hotel for a while, and then ended up going to like a wrecking yard.
Yeah, well, so he brought it to his shop, and he says, "Look, leave it with me. I'm gonna need a couple days." So number one, we had to get back to this hotel. He drops us off at the hotel, and they gave us this amazing suite for like really good
It was
price.
cool. It was three. It was three beds.
Yeah,
Three people.
it was like a really cool, special kind of suite. And the ladies were all excited about the car. One of them was really into it. And we said, look, we got to repairs. We're stranded. Can you give us like a good deal or whatever? And they gave us an amazing deal. So we had a place to stay. I'm pretty sure Mike fronted that too. But anyways, the guy takes the car. So he says, "I'll call
It's
you."
like 3 days.
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
so
oh, yeah.
he ends up finding the parts. He said he called all his buddies and he ended up finding the parts. But what happened during those 3 days was crazy. Like
Oh, the
because
Robin Williams
we were
story.
deep
Oh
into
my
like talking about
goodness, that was so
manifestation and all
weird,
this shit.
man.
And Robin Williams had just died, and it was really
We got into the cab.
yeah, and it was like I'm a huge Robin Williams fan. I love him as a human being more than even an actor or
That was
whatever. Yeah, and so we'd been talking about Robin Williams passing away, and at that time, nobody knew that he'd killed himself because he'd had that debilitating, horrible disease, and it was a mercy kill for him, from what I understand, that he took himself out because he knew what was coming, and he didn't wanna go through
but
what was coming. So he took himself out, but everyone thought, "Oh, he's depressed, and that's why he did it," but no, it was not that. So anyways,
the cab driver's like,
I said to her, "Tell me some stories. Tell me
"Ah."
some stories." And I
He was
said,
like,
"What's the
"Well,
craziest thing?"
what's the craziest story you have?
That's right.
You ever taken any celebrities around?" And he's like, "Well,"
Yeah.
and it was a girl,
Yeah, it was a lady,
woman,
and she
yeah,
was
and
like in
she's
her
like,
60s, and she
"Well,
goes, "Oh,
one
I got
night."
stories." And then one night I got called to pick up this dude at this house that celebrities stay at. They go there to detox and get their shit together. And I got told, go pick him up. And I looked at him and I thought I recognized him. And he says, "Okay, drop me off at this restaurant." And he's by himself. Drop me off this restaurant and come in, what was it, 2 hours, 3 hours, and get me. So she's like, "Okay, cool." Drops him off. She goes back after 2 or 3 hours, and he's there with
He's
these two enormous security guys, and he's hammered, and he's like super funny and out of control. And these guys are like trying to take him in their vehicle home, and he's like, "No, I'm going with whatever Cecile, whatever her name was." And he's like, "Hey," so she said he was just having a great old time, and those guys look pissed. So he gets in the cab, and in the cab she's driving, the one we're in, and and he says, she goes, "I think I know who you are." And he goes, "Oh, you think I know who I am?" She goes, "Yeah, you're Robin Williams." And she goes to me, and I was sitting in the front seat. She goes, "And he sat right there where you are." And I got the chills, man,
yeah,
because
it was weird.
it was crazy because we'd just been talking about Robin Williams and about like what a loss. And
Well,
it was like,
it just happened,
and it
right?
just happened. And so she tells us the story, and I
And
got the
she's like,
chills. And
she's
then,
like, "I want to get away from everybody.
yeah,
Like, I just want to be alone. I
yeah.
want to go to a bar and sit by myself."
Yeah, he just
And
wanted to party and have a good time and lose his mind and in Edmundston, friggin' New Brunswick or
great
whatever.
steak shot, that.
Okay, Chantal Steakhouse. So then we end up we find out, we asked this cabbie, where's the best place to get a steak or whatever? And she says, "You got to go to Chantal Steakhouse." Shout out Chantal Steakhouse, best steak ever, incredible meal. But then we get there and there's like no cars in the parking lot, right? It looks closed. Knock on the door. Chef comes out and
I
he's
think
like,
it
"Just
was
one
the whole
second."
band.
Dude, it was me, you, and it was me, you, and Ben, and there's no one there. Chairs are up.
It was just me, you, and Ben. It wasn't the
Th-
whole band. It was
no, no,
that time.
it was just you and me and
Because the
Ben.
time before that is on saw it, right?
Okay.
Like he went out. Remember we were stuck in somewhere at the place and he drove around and it wasn't open or something like that.
We went and it wasn't open
Right. Okay.
with Ben that time. So the chef
Okay.
goes
Okay.
out to the back, and then this Chantal, this beautiful, awesome woman comes. "Come on, mes amis,
Story.
come in." So we're like, "Okay."
It's in the
And we
big
had the
chair.
video camera. Yeah. We had a video camera. And she's like, "What's the camera for?" And we said, "Well, we're shooting like this
Oh, that's right.
documentary
That's it. Yeah, yeah.
about this car, and I wrote a book, and we're gonna do this thing, whatever, whatever." And
Oh, they shot
she
it.
goes, "Come on in," and she flips the chairs, and she goes, "I'll tell you what." She goes, "I'm gonna make you the greatest meal you've ever had, and it's on me, but I'm gonna tell you a story." So we're like, "Okay, this is crazy." So we sit down at this table, and there's no one in the restaurant. I'm pretty sure it was closed.
Full French cuisine too, like
Like it was
little Messieurs or
it
fucking
was just
whatever at the beginning and
so the salad right off everything right off the hop
just
was
amazing.
delicious. If you ever get a chance to eat at Chantal Steakhouse in Evanston, New Brunswick, go.
Please do.
Please. It's
I wish I could
amazing.
get back there.
Because you can tell good. I mean, when you eat food prepared by people that are filled with love. So anyway, she says she's going to tell us a story. And her story was amazing because she said All she ever wanted to do was feed people and have a restaurant, right? So she ends up telling us a story, and she went to the bank, somehow got the money. She prayed before, she prayed to the universe and said, look, I need what, I can't remember the number, but let's call it 130,000. I think it was somewhere around there. She goes, I need 130 grand. And anyways, long story short, the bank lent her the money based on, I guess, her house, because she lost her job. She had no job. They downsized, whatever. It's a small town, so she's got nothing. And I don't know how the hell she pulled it off, but she prayed to the universe. She says, I just want to feed people. And if you get me this money, I will pay it back as soon as possible. Please let me feed people and start my own restaurant. Boom. She
and
gets the
take care of
money
my dog.
and take care of her daughter. Boom.
She was in a rough setup
Yeah.
or something not good.
Yeah. It was not good. And anyways, so she's like, I get this restaurant and I start this restaurant. And the restaurant's starting to kick ass and people are enjoying it. And the food was amazing. So of course it's doing well. So she says one night they're having a crazy rush, and she she needed to go out and get some cream. One of the girls said, I'll get it. She goes, no, I'll run. She runs to the store during this rush and she buys some cream. And while she's there, she checks a lottery ticket that she'd bought and forgotten about. And I think the lottery ticket, again, it doesn't really matter what the numbers were, but I think it was 127,000 she won off that ticket, right?
Almost exactly the same
But
amount.
then, but then she says, so she goes, come here. She yells out to her daughter during our meal, and her daughter comes out with the big fake
Big
check
ass
there
check.
that you get. And it was 127,000 or whatever. And like, we're like, oh my God. And then she goes, and then I win entrepreneur of the year or whatever it was, new restaurant of the year. And for a cash prize of, I think it was 3 grand for a grand total of 130. And she went and paid all the money back.
Yeah, and she's killing it now. She
Yeah.
has the new space, and it's like, I mean, talked to her last year
Okay.
because I still have the angel she gave me
Okay. Okay.
in the door pocket of my passenger side of the car.
Yeah.
It just
Like
happens
this
to like
woman.
follow me around. Like I was having a hard time with life. She looked at me. I started.
By the way, this is all the same meal. She starts
Yeah.
talking to Mike.
And I started crying. Like she just saw me and she could tell.
Yeah.
Like that whole trip I was on was, you know, I had to get away.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of good talks. You know, there's
Oh, it's powerful.
a couple of tears on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And felt totally taken care of. And then we ended up rolling back in the channel.
Yeah.
It's like,
But she said to Mike, like the universe is always listening.
yeah.
She said, like, be very specific about what you say and how you say it because the universe is listening. She goes, don't kid yourself. This is after she told us this crazy story. And I mean, like, it's one thing for people to say, yeah, right. But it's one thing for people to say, like, hey, whatever, and say whatever metaphysical thing they're trying to tell you, like the universe is listening and this is how you manifest. But like, this was like the craziest, most specific manifestation story I think I'd ever heard. And I'm sitting there and she brings out the fake check. I'm in the result of her manifestation, right? We're living it.
Yeah.
And not only that, she really is that person.
She is.
Because she focused on Mike. Because you got all emotional and started, getting upset. Yeah, Mike doesn't just sit and cry in front of people. Trust me, I've known this guy a long time.
Eyeball, like,
yeah.
When you have that connection.
Yeah.
I met, your spouse tonight.
Yeah.
And
driving
up a misconception far away.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Like, it's so sincere when it's
real.
eyeballs.
And you know it. And she was incredible. So she gave Mike this angel that she'd given to a friend who had gone through treatment for cancer, and it was like a good luck angel, and it was blessed and all this stuff, whatever. Anyways, it was a beautiful gesture, and she said, just take this angel, and everything's gonna be okay. Just put your mind to it and put your heart into it. And it was a fucking crazy night.
Yeah, it's still
like,
in my car.
You know what I mean? It was a crazy, crazy
I look at
night
it all the time, and I'm like,
yeah,
what a gift.
And again, that all happened because we just tapped into this vibe. And the thing is, there was 3 of us and we were deep into this,
Her,
yeah.
So
it was crazy. So then we end up, the guy calls me, he's like, the car's ready. I'm like, fuck, how much is this going to cost? And like, I'm just like, okay, cool. And I was like, how much? He's like, just come on down and we'll settle it out. We'll figure it out. So we've been in the hotel for 3 days. We had this beautiful meal, and, I think we went swimming somewhere too, and, we went to Walmart and went swimming. Anyways, uh, that's where we met the cabbie. We went to Walmart to get swim shorts to swim in the pool. That's how we met the cabbie, and then
Oh,
she ended
that
up
was
yeah,
I think no.
she ended up taking us to the she ended up taking us to, um she ended up taking us to the restaurant eventually because we got her card and we called her back. That's why.
Right,
I
yeah.
remember we went and got shorts specifically. But we get the call and to this we ended up going to this guy's shop. And I go in
I
and
felt at home, 100%.
yeah, like, 'cause Mike's a mechanic and it's like,
I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
this is the right foot. This is where you wanna get your Hearst fixed."
yeah, and it was like so his wife was working the counter. And this dude was just so I wish I remembered his name, man, and his company. But anyways, it's a towing company slash mechanic in Edmundston, New Brunswick. What I should have remembered his name. But anyways, beautiful guy, his wife amazing. And you go in and you can feel it, family business, beautiful people. And he says, he gives me the breakdown of what he fixed. And he told me the story. He called all the wrecking yards. Nobody had the hanger bearing, which is a part of the drivetrain, which makes
Surprise, surprise.
it's a card. Yeah. So, okay. Finally calls a buddy who had a Winnebago with a hanger bearing that fit. So he goes and gets his hanger bearing, comes back, fixes the vehicle, gets it going, does a bunch of other shit, sorts out our
Fix the
heating,
heater.
fixed the heater, like did a bunch of shit. And as he's telling me what he's doing, I'm fucking trying to total up because he's had the car. Like we got a
You're
tow
thinking
charge,
like
okay, a
2,000,
45-minute tow.
3,000.
Yeah, like a 45-minute flatbed ride right away off the hop. I'm thinking, okay, there's like whatever, close to $1,000. We'll call it in my mind. I'm exaggerating, but a 45-minute ride is enough. And then I'm thinking travel time. He's calling people. He's going to look at places. He spent like days trying to fix this car. Then he gets the parts and then he fixes the car and then he buttons it all up and we get there and he says, I said, "Well, how much is it?" And I'm bracing for impact. And I think he said $350.
Yeah, I think it was
I was like, "What?" And he goes, $350. And I'm gonna get emotional because he goes, I was like, I'm not a rich man, but that's crazy, man. Like
it's gotta be more than
that's
that.
gotta be more than that. And he goes, listen, he goes, this whole time I've been working on this car, he goes, all I thought about was my dad. And he says, that to me was worth more than any money you can pay me. So I'll take $350 and you guys have a nice drive home. So of course, I'm holding back tears because like if you don't feel that, there's something you're not hooked up right because that was beautiful. And it wasn't about the money and it wasn't about like it was everything at once. I'm with two of my best friends on this insane mission. Like these guys are coming because they believe in me. We're buddies. We love each other. We're having these powerful experiences. And then this man gifts me the gift of like, $350. That wouldn't even cover the tow charge, let alone fix it all up and buy the part and all this. He gifted us that. And he was just so excited. And he said, because he got to spend time with his father. And he said it was like his dad was with him the whole time he was working on that car. So another freaking story you were involved with, you know?
How many times do we listen to Macklemore too? I looked it up.
Yeah, we were listening to Macklemore.
I'm feeling big, dude.
That was the first song we played. The first song we
With the
played
heat and everything.
was
Just drive.
yeah, man, it was White Walls.
Oh,
Was it White Walls?
yeah, like,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
White Walls, which is a great song about Cadillacs but man, yeah, Mike, you've been there for some pretty
Pretty funny,
serious
right? Like,
times, man. Yeah.
and you're right. Like, with so many good times singing, playing music, being
Yeah.
in high school together,
Yeah, man.
like the Festiva, all the stuff.
All the stuff. And that's the thing about like long-term friendships, there's so much there.
Holy crap!
You know?
Well, I mean, between you and I, and the walls around us, I have family, and I was able to land here, land misconception here.
Yeah.
This summer will be nice. I'll be able to be close to my family
Yeah.
and visit and have a place I feel welcome, which
Yeah, yeah.
is,
Of
you know,
course, man.
um, it's a gift. And
Well,
all
yeah.
those trips and all that stuff,
Yeah.
be it bands, I don't know how many times we've gone down east together, but
Yeah.
you know, it's it's been a fun time.
It has been a fun time. And yeah, so
And
Mike's
we always keep each other on our toes.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, when shit hits the fan, good or bad, we talk and we're there for each other, man, and that's what good friends do. That's what friendship's supposed to be, I think. And and yeah, man, it's I'm working on this thing and I don't obviously have it here, but like there's I'm gonna start giving out these certificates, you know what I mean? Because like I'm a funeral guy. Like for those of you don't know me or whatever, I do funerals for people. This mic is fucked up. It's gonna be okay. So here's the deal. Nobody like you go to school and you get certificates for going to school, right? Good job. You went to school. You're a mechanic. Here's your certificate, right? So no. Hold on. Why don't we give certificates for just people going through difficult things and surpassing those? How come when you get out of something, when you finish like a hard experience or whatever, yeah, some people just want to walk away from it and not deal with it. But you know what? Just to be recognized and be like, here's an outstanding friend award. You know what I mean? There you go, man. And
Okay,
you know, and
okay, no, no,
and that's a beautiful
I
thing.
get an outstanding friend award,
You know,
but attaching it to something would be putting somebody in a situation they might not be comfortable with,
comfortable in. Right.
right?
Right.
And it's not. I mean, I'm not trying to be woke generation or fucking whatever. It's
Yeah.
just like maybe that's the nice stuff about friendship that
Yeah.
people watch because you might see somebody achieve something, they might not see it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you might be championing it, and they might not be ready for that yet,
Yeah.
or for any of.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I hear
Yeah.
you, and I love your heart for
Yeah.
that.
Because as a funeral guy, man, I'm thinking, I don't know how many goddamn times I've done a funeral. I'm thinking, fuck, it'd be nice for these people. Or I hope that some of these people that I'm eulogizing or I'm handling the funeral for know this about themselves. Right. And not only that, the reason why I want to do that is because I've had those conversations in the parking lot or planning funerals for people with family members and friends going, fuck, like, I wish I would have said XYZ. I wish I would have done XYZ because now it's too late. And I tell them, well, it's not too late. You can talk to them, but I mean, you got to be careful with
But
that kind of shit.
maybe that's a great vehicle for the channel to
Yeah.
just make awareness of of while people are in these times,
Yeah.
reach out and make it so that you know, nobody has to be championed because they're communicating in like
Yeah. Yeah. And I
I
mean,
would
you
like,
the
don't get me wrong,
spectacle.
I would never want somebody to be like, "You were a great friend of Pete's." I'd be like, "I know."
Yeah. 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 No, but it's like, I don't know, man. It's like I just think it's important to let people know,
Sure.
who they are to you and stuff. And I agree that the spectacle of it is maybe not,
I love where you're coming at from it,
but
but
it's
it's
like,
such a hard thing to land.
yeah, I
But
know,
I
right? So
mean,
I got to work on how I want to do that because it's like, you know, there's no rewards for the hard things, And I'm a cancer survivor, and surviving is not enough. I'm not saying you need a reward like that. What I mean by that, let me finish that statement. But like when you get through something, you're right though about the timing of it because you catch somebody at the wrong time, they might not want to hear any of that shit. They might want to just not think about it and be like, fuck, like, talk to a veteran, right? About coming home from a war. Like they maybe don't want a spotlight on them in any way, shape, or form. And sickness and illness can be like that for people, or hard things can be like that for people where it's like, it's way too close. So I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to, don't give me an attaboy right now because maybe they don't feel so good about it. Right. So it is a slippery slope, man. It is a slippery
absolutely,
slope.
and that's one of the beautiful things when you have a friend that you really know, then um, it's easy.
Yeah.
I could say anything to you, but that's 40, 40 years,
Yeah.
35 years,
Close to it. Yeah. It's a long time.
30 years.
And at the same time, like the thing about a long term friendship like that is sometimes you just assume shit, right? Like you just assume that that I love you and
I
you're a
never
good
do
guy and
that.
all that. But no,
I just met you at my brother's shop.
yeah,
Like I just finished my last
yeah,
chemo.
yeah. But the point is like,
Or it
man,
wasn't chemo.
no, it was radiation. But
Radiation.
the point
Sorry.
is, man, like a lot of times we make assumptions, good or bad, and I just like the older I get, the more I'm like, and the more funerals I do, the more I'm thinking, shit, man, like people don't like we don't like, we
Pe
don't really.
People do the best they can with the
Yeah,
tools they have.
yeah, or they might not know how to do it, right?
That's what it is, so that's what I mean,
Some
like,
people can't even accept a hug and a, "Hey, I
they
love you."
do the best they can with the tools.
Yeah,
If and our like, my job as a father
mhm,
is to give my kid more tools than I had it,
yeah,
because not just because I feel he needs to have more,
yeah,
because I'm old enough to see the deficiencies I have
yeah,
and how I need to kinda give that to him. Now my dad didn't have that to give to me. Nobody gave it to him,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right? But my mind's a bit more open maybe than his,
yeah,
and I have more stuff to read about.
yeah, yeah,
So I don't know. It's an interesting way to look at it. Like your dad, such a beauty. Like
yeah,
he was just a nice person.
yeah,
I talked to your mom tonight.
yeah,
She's just like it was so nice to talk to her.
yeah, man.
She's
No,
like my mom.
they're good
Like
people.
yeah.
Yeah, they're
So
good people.
when you perpetuate what genes you have and you try not to latch on to what's so easy to latch on to, which is pessimism, just this, that.
Yeah,
Just try to live your own little life, like, and if you can, that's great.
yeah,
Like, eventually we all
yeah. Well, it sure is nice to go through life with people you know are gonna be there no matter what, you know what I mean? Like, it's, I don't know. I don't spend a whole lot of time with many people anymore just because, well, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's the age, maybe it's just I'm happy and I love my wife and my life and I protect my peace. We talked about that tonight.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean, man? And but I mean, there's
But maybe
people.
that helps you kind of broaden the whole thing
Well,
as your security, right?
well, there's that, but there's also you're here right now because you're part of my inner circle, and and the people I want to talk to primarily, I want to like I'm I guess just doing this podcast is a way of me celebrating my friends and family and keeping it somewhere where the older I get, I can come back and look at this shit and remember stories because you forget a lot of stuff as you get older, and but and so the people that I'm gonna no, that's true. But I mean,
That's what it is
this
for
is
me.
like,
This whole podcast for you is a lesson and maybe getting closer to yourself because maybe you end up being in a situation where somebody can ask a question. You're kind of put on that, not like, like I guess you're put like, whatever questions placed in front of you, and you have to answer it honestly.
yeah,
Not that you can answer it honestly, but how long do we talk to ourselves before we're confident enough to have real conversations with other people? You and I have had so many,
oh, dude,
so it's easy to do this,
yeah,
you know, and and that's kind of what makes it all seem easy. I watched a video, I saw a thing, and like this guy's like, it doesn't matter what age you are, start a YouTube video,
yeah,
like just start a channel,
yeah,
just start talking,
yeah, yeah.
because who knows what's cool is that somebody in like 300 years could find it,
Well, that's what's interesting, right? That's like music or anything else, man. It's like you put it out there and
and you have the opportunity. So you can't be on the road with the band, can't
mhm,
be, you're kind of away from the right music. You understand why you're doing it and all that.
yeah,
Just another part of the artist.
yeah,
Like look around you. I landed the band here today. And I'm like, dude, I just think there's help on the inside.
yeah, yeah,
It's great, get something going, but
yeah.
look at you have some kind of talent
So
somehow.
many will argue with you on that one.
Or like
Yeah, the
this
crazy
guy came to
sadness
the
bird.
friggin' house that day
Yeah,
that you were at the shop
yeah,
getting your ozone field checked out
yeah, yeah, yeah.
after your last
Radiation treatment.
radiation, and
Yeah.
you like came to my house. I wish I had that picture still.
Yeah, that
I
was a
just for
sick
so
drawing.
long.
That was like I traced
But
my
you
hand
just
and
came
turned it
and
into
you
a
just
raven or
you just
something.
talked for like an hour. We
Yeah,
hadn't seen each other in
yeah,
5, 6 years at that
yeah,
time. That seems like a long fucking
yeah,
time in life.
yeah, yeah,
And then just crazy sadness for
yeah. I drew him a really cool bird and gave it to him, named it the Crazy Sadness Bird, and yeah, yeah. But we've been through a lot of crazy stuff together, man. I know. Early 20s. Like I was 21.
Got a place, Irving Avenue,
Yeah.
Wayne Rescue House,
Yeah.
coming anytime.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, man. Yeah. But anyway, though that was you've been there for a lot of different a lot of different crazy experiences and it's always been good, man. It's always been good. And I'm so glad that finally, because I mean, it was always like Mike's kind of like was like a big brother in a way, you know, like we do that for each other. One day I'm the big brother, the next day you're the big brother, but like,
Honest to God,
you know,
it was nice to have when I like later in life to
yeah,
have somebody, you're showering in the garbage can,
yeah.
and I'm just living a life that I just want to leave. I can't, and
We
I just
tried.
I,
Remember that? I got, you know, if it's something happened, I don't want to bring people's names into it, whatever, but it's something happened. I was really upset. And I'm like sitting in my truck, you know, crying. And I'm like, I got to talk to somebody, but you know, there's very few people you're going to call. And I was like, called Mike and I'm like, dude, and I'm like really upset, you know, cause it's just like, you know, my life was falling apart or maybe falling into place, depending on the perspective. But like you were going through hard times and there was times we were both just sitting on the phone, like crying, going like, fuck, man, like what happened? Like, how do we end up in this situation? But we both brought it back to like, well, we clearly, you know, we made this happen. So
don't
yeah, I know. I know.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't pick anything different. Like I would like everything.
Yeah.
Like it's good to be cultured and smart, and or not smart, but just have some experience in life.
Yeah.
Good to have some sad stuff. It's good to have friends that support you,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And does anybody know what they're doing? I think as like
No.
I always I always tell kids at school, I'm like, talk to an old person.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Everybody's like, yeah, just leave it.
Yeah.
I don't know anything,
Yeah.
and I'm lucky to have this person still with me. And like
Yeah.
that's the whole thing is humility. Is I would tell kids that's the hardest thing to learn.
Yeah.
Nobody would fight. Life would be easier if people had humility.
Yeah. Well, I
You
mean,
don't know
that's,
everything.
yeah, humility and just the ability to stop, and just like God, don't be so quick to judge, you know, no matter what. Just but it's like this is a brutal school, man, planet Earth. You know, this is not for the weak.
Yeah, but
But it's
you
beautiful
think
too.
your
It's
dad and my
amazing.
dad would they ever do anything like this?
Yeah, no, probably not. Yeah. Although my dad, you know,
Your dad might.
my
Your
dad
dad.
liked to tell stories and shit. And he's but you know, I didn't really my dad didn't know who the hell I was till I wrote that book, man. You know what I mean? Honestly, like we always got along and talked and everything, but he had no clue. He didn't
He
know.
came back. I remember talking to you
Yeah.
when you were there,
Yeah.
and he was sick.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And
No,
you
I
weren't
was
really sure, like,
yeah.
and you did.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it was like, you know, I just got in an apartment. I was like,
You got your bed
I
by
was
yourself.
pooping inside and showered, man. I was like, I remember I told you I was lying in bed. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta go to the bathroom. And and I'm like, I have a bathroom, and then I was like, and I have a shower, and it was like winning the lottery, man. So
You see how proud I was when I quit my local news today?
yeah, that's
Oh, good.
that's
It's awesome.
yeah. See, you got a place to poop, no matter what. You're doing all right. And you got a place to shower. You're doing even
What's your
better.
animal that you look for?
Well, like I drive my wife crazy by telling her how grateful I am. I'm like that dog, man. Dude, I'm like that dog, that stray dog that was like this like good-hearted person took home to paradise. And it's like I'm gonna feel indebted to my wife
He's a
forever.
bulldog, too. Bulldogs are really not anything. They're just only bred to hang out. No,
Man, all I'm saying is I'm very grateful for everything in
well,
my
you're
life.
not like an Australian cattle dog.
No, I think I'd be more like honestly, I'm more like golden retriever energy mixed with like maybe a Rottweiler.
Pete rode a bicycle today, too. The first time in about 30 years that he felt it. Awesome.
And I felt
So
like
hashtag evented.
yeah, but it was yeah, it was the kind of bike it was.
Evented.
Yeah, man. That thing, whoever made that, whatever team made that, that was you gave me like I felt like a god. Like I was flying through the fields on this bike, and it was amazing because my knees and legs are shot. Uh, they're pretty beat up, and I've been having trouble for the past few months with them. And just, man, I felt so good on that bike. I was like 8 years old going to the store with like $1 in my pocket back in the '70s, man. It was amazing. Well, whatever, $5. Yeah, $1. You know what I mean? I remember going to buy smokes for the truckers. They give me $5 and they'd say keep the change, and I'd buy them a pack of smokes and I'd have enough for some candy. And I was like, it was amazing. Buying cigarettes for adults back in the day when you could do that sort of thing. You know what I mean? Players like regular and some jujubes. Yeah, there's no notes. They knew. I'd be like, yeah, I'm getting Gordon some smokes now. Yeah, okay. I wouldn't have to tell them, and
What's your favorite race car?
that's true. Yeah. Exploit A medium. Don't smoke, kids. It's not good for you.
That's not a good thing.
No. But listen, man. We're gonna go. I love you, man. Don't short shake me. I love you. You're one of my most cherished friends.
Well, this is just the first of many.
I know this is what was the thing you said? 55 stories of Mike Tapp. Was it 50 stories? Yeah. But anyway.
So then there was this one time.
Yeah. No, we got. Plenty. There's plenty, but
and you have so many people you can talk to.
Yeah, man. And this whole setup's gonna change, so it's like I'm very, very grateful. I'm very, very happy that I am. Yeah, Mike's got a sweet setup on the fire pit.
Light later.
Yeah. No, it's
we were talking out.
Yeah, we'll get her tweaked out. And again, talking about posterity and stuff, I love that we're having this conversation. I mean, if we died, if one of us died tomorrow, it's nice that we, have something like this, not just our memories. But,
I love
yeah, but
everybody dies tomorrow.
At least we did it. But also I like to have this, and then you see how this everything changes, the set, whatever, my office.
Oh, you're gonna be out
right
out field with this deception.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Fire.
I got a lot of options. And I'm a grateful man. And I'm gonna get my legs rehabbed because of that. What's the bike company?
Ramblin'. Or no, it's not Ramblin'. It's
Aventon. Shout out Aventon. If you want to help a kid out, send me. What's that bike model? I will do Rambless.
Ramblas.
Rambless. Send me a Rambless, and I will do a transformation series using your product, and I'm going to rehab my legs on that bike. And
honestly, he smiled today.
Oh, it was beautiful. I don't party anymore. I don't smoke dope, drink, none of that stuff anymore. But I'll tell you, man, 270 pounds of joy flying through the fields with my dog flying along beside me, man. Winnie was super happy because she couldn't believe that I was moving that quick. But anyways, going on. Thank you for, I know none of you, maybe to the one person whose legs are now numb sitting on the toilet that watched this whole thing, or maybe you're lying in bed, or maybe wherever you are. Thank you for putting up with this nonsensical conversation between two strangers on the internet. But anyways, Mike Tapp, my brother, I love you. Thank you for this. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode, which I don't even know what we're going to title it. Old Friends Talking, OFT. You down with OFT? 50 stories of Mike Tapp. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Celebration Machine. My name's Pete Hammond. My guest today was Mike Tapp. Oh, shit. I should have put your name on there. I was going to put, like the guest of the day is this, or type it out in big letters and put it in the typewriter. Shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, on episode 2.
Yeah.
Conversations.
Yeah. We're going to have a name. That's what I'm going to do. But anyways, thank you very much. Have a great night. We love you. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.